Marshall.
They're the only ones I can think of that were forced.
Still wasn't
And the medical people always think they're vaccinated.
Ma'am.
I think the only.
It's not forced. They gave you a choice. They did.
I think the only relevant comparison, though, with the pandemic is really just the shortage that you saw, like in the stores, and the breakdown in the supply chains. The fact that people were literally fighting, like there were people that literally threw bottles of whatever over people's head to steal their toilet paper at different grocery stores because there were so many shortages. Remember that one at a time, or you can only have one, and people were getting into fist fights or stealing it out of people's carts. It doesn't take very much to break the fabric of society, and this is sort of pushing it. However, a lot of states are stepping up. So I know, for example, Vermont is trying to at least ensure that people that qualify for benefits have food on their table for the next 2 weeks. And when you think about the air traffic controllers not getting paid, and the fact that Thanksgiving, one of the biggest travel times in the United States, is coming up, I don't think that this shutdown can last beyond that. If it were to last beyond that, we would see cancellations of flights, we would see complete chaos in the streets, and with already this SNAP benefits not getting covered.
They don't care. They don't care.
I think they do. They will care because it will be like their constituencies. It will be all of their constituents suffering. And
Not at
Yeah,
all.
they might care about it because they might care, but Trump is their fucking leader. They answer to him.
they
She's
don't
not
care.
talking about Congress people in general. She's not talking about just Republicans.
It only takes Congress. It only takes Congress to.
Rousing from their districts, almost all congressmen are shown to abide by that. And from time immemorial, if there's a critical mass of people in a district who really genuinely don't like something, Congress people tend to listen. Senators are a little harder on that.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, what I've seen over this past year, which we're coming up on, I've seen Trump say, hey, listen, he'll call in. They played a little bit, and then Trump yeah, y'all better stop playing. Y'all remember when he came in, was like, y'all better pick a speaker. You don't remember when he came in, was like, y'all better get this thing closed by July 4th. Do y'all recall these different things? No. Yeah, if he wanted this done, he could call it in, and it'll be done.
I don't think.
Done.
I don't think Trump wants it done. What I was referring to is it only takes Congress to pass a continuing resolution, at least to the holidays, to get people paid, to get people benefits. Yeah, but within Congress, essentially. And so it doesn't the president signing the bill. It just takes the continuing resolution, people agreeing on it. They can pass it even if the president were to deny it. They would have the votes at that point because they would see the chaos that they would see the chaos that it would create, and they can still overturn it if they have 3/4 majority.
I think it takes a critical mass, which is what Outlook is referring to.
Listening is correct 100%. She's saying exactly what's been said. Is that you don't necessarily need, right, Marshall? You don't necessarily need, Marshall, you're going in and out, bro.
Go ahead.
You don't necessarily need, you don't need to have Trump come in and say, the senators, Chuck Schumer specifically, is we realize that this is having a deleterious effect on his midterm goals as well as, any idea of
I got time today. I'm just gonna let you know I got time tonight. See, I don't play with people in the daytime because I'm at work, but I got time tonight. I'm not gonna allow you to do this. We're not doing this. We're not putting this on Chuck Schumer. We're not talking about the fact about him wanting to have this political game and this leverage bullshit tonight. We're not doing that because that's not it. And as long as we're going to keep on arguing about why the Why can't you get that through your thick skull?
It's also
I don't want to hear from you. I ask him a question.
I really do have a call in 1 minute, so I gotta jump.
Oh,
I will be back. I promise you. I'll be back after I close this
See,
deal.
when I got y'all on the
I
tight,
got $18,000
y'all
on the line.
want to
I'll
play.
let y'all know if I close it or not. I will be back though.
You don't
Only
play.
18,000?
Only 18,000 tonight.
That's what you did a lot. Let's move on.
I also
We about to square up, yo. We about to square up.
I also had put statistics in the chat
You ain't squaring up nothing.
related to the hospital closures that would stand if the big beautiful bill were to pass, and the vast majority of those are in Republican states, and it will be the Republican representatives in those districts whose hospitals will close. Those hospitals closing mean thousands of jobs, thousands of people out of work. Where do you think they're going to go? These are healthcare professionals. They're going to leave the district. That isn't good for the people there. It isn't good for the economy there. It will be very detrimental to those individuals. So I think what the government shutdown is doing is it's giving people an ability to highlight that. So I'm wondering if Marshall is still in the state. Texas faces the most number of closures. Has anyone in your state even mentioned it? Has it been on the news?
Yes,
Are you even getting
one
that message?
hospital has already closed in Texas.
Yes,
One hospital has already
it's
closed in
been
Texas.
on the news. It's been widely publicly available. The person on the opposite side of the aisle who has the largest voice about it is a gentleman named James Tallarico, who was one of 3 people in the Texas Democratic primary to challenge John Cornyn in the general.
Oh, I like him. I think he's pretty interesting.
He's good. He needs to, for Texas, edge down a little bit on the billionaire talk. Not much, just a little bit. Because there will be people even in major cities in Texas who take action. And it might be something that a state on the East Coast or a state in part of the South might take, but Texas is a little weird about that stuff. It doesn't take that kind of stuff kindly.
Remind me, what are we talking about? What are we talking about right now? You can say something? Yeah, but the hospital's closing. Right, but we're talking about the overall subsidies and the fact that the people not paying into insurance. Okay, they're going to close them down. But the hospitals is one thing. We're talking about right now with the people not getting paychecks, not getting benefits. That's what we're talking about. Can we have that conversation?
So, can I just say, First Lady, what I think you're saying is, you want people to contend with the uncomfortable, painful truths that people are facing a lack of funds, where they're not going to be able to buy the basics. Is that right? You want people to actually contend with that instead of talking about anything else but.
I mean, as long as we bring it back to that, then fine. But I don't want to get too far away from, that piece of it, because really, ultimately, we have it where we continuously see that the American people are seeing that they want to blame the Republicans. The Republicans want to blame the Democrats. I'm seeing the polls go up, 53% that the Republicans are, the reason for this, and 43% that the Dems are. Okay, those are numbers. I don't want to worry about that, because I understand, these people, they're going to fight and they're going to argue their points. I want the people who are on the opposite side to understand why it's being closed. And so maybe you can start actually talking to your constituents. But if the more that you continuously keep saying that this is about leverage and people trying to win their next seat and so on and what have you, that's not the primary reason. It's not. And I don't understand for the life of me why people cannot focus on the fact that people are losing their health insurance. Maybe you don't care about the health insurance. Maybe you don't care whether people get their medicine and their medication or being able to go to the doctor's office. I don't know. Maybe that's it. So if that's it, then let's have that conversation.
It's all actually related. So the health insurance, people not getting Medicaid is what is leading. It will directly lead to the hospital closures. And in those areas, that's also employment, like gainful employment. It is, in some some districts, it is the primary employer. And so all of the small businesses that exist, they only coexist in a world in which there's gainful employment. So it has a domino effect in those districts.
So First Lady, I think what you don't have is you don't have enough people angry on the Republican side yet, and that's because what they're not seeing the things that you're like. They don't see that pain, that pain point that you're talking about. They don't feel it or see it at the moment, right? And so if people are not seeing it or feeling it, and they're not going and calling their particular congressman, at least in high numbers, then you're not going to have people, like you mentioned, polls. Well, the new AP poll that came out in October had 67 said Republicans and 63 say Democrat. The numbers are still small. Quinnipiac, right? Quinnipiac has 44, 30, 45, 39, right? It's just not that far of a gap between the two sides yet. So until Republicans start coming on the Democrat side and start saying, hey, Republicans open it up, we're just not going to have that agreement.
So, Omar, why can't we just do this? Instead of saying come on this side or that side, just doing what's right for the people and understanding mentally that, okay, this particular administration has a new thought and process. They have a new vision how they want to run the government. I can understand that. All I'm asking is the fact that you give the people time to catch up with your vision. The vision that they have is going to cause destitution. That's what I'm talking about. And until we have that conversation, all the rest of the other stuff is bullcrap. That's what I'm trying to say, because I see where they're going. I understand where they want to be. You know, they're tired of people, asking for a handout. This is how they think. Okay, fine. But at least give a process so that people can prepare themselves for it. This is not how you do things. That's what I'm talking about. Does that make sense?
It does. If we call it budget management, you don't want to boil the ocean, right? So when we're doing like any type of process improvement, you want to just try to figure out where's the low effort, high impact areas where you can find some improvements. Definitely. I can agree with that. You put it that way makes sense. So
that's what I'm talking about. That's why I'm saying we need to have these conversations, because it has to be flushed out. I don't want it where the people have it all one way on one side or all one way on the other side. No, I understand there has to be some changes because, things are being revealed. I get it. Let's do that, but let's find a pathway forward. When they created this big, beautiful bill, I think that they just went for the gusto and was like, listen, we cutting that shit. We got the time. We can do this right now, but let's just do it. And it's like, yo, like, really? Like, these people, like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to say these people, but I'm just saying we the people. Because I don't want to separate myself, because at any given time, you could be high on the hog and then tomorrow something might happen. So I'm going to always stay humble.
Ain't
Right?
that the truth? You can be doing real well one moment and being the gutter the next. Ain't that the truth, Lisa?
But I mean, budgets are priorities, right? And like these people just passed a budget, right? Or they've passed bills that demonstrate what their priorities are that are part of a budget. And we know who they are. They do not care about hunger. They don't care. And the game that the Republican politicians play in the whole Republican echo chamber is to have you thinking about the game and make it seem like as long as you're owning the libs, that's going to keep your belly full. Eventually, that's not going to work. But it works a long, long way. And that's the reality of what you hear when you hear, these MAGA fools come in here. And, they've been listening to their propaganda on their side. And they act like there's just no consequences to anything that ever happens, with government. The government hasn't done a single good thing for anybody ever. Oh, except for, Medicaid covering half the births in America. Social Security, as weak as it is, keeping old people housed and fed. Outside of those kinds of things, what has government ever done for any of us?
There seems to be to me to be a real lack of trust between the two sides. And I'm gonna, in my friends across the aisle, I don't think they trust that if they put together a clean subsidy bill that is just subsidies, that the Republicans will pass it. I think their thought is the Republicans have had more than a decade to deal with the ACA and their criticism of it. They continually come to the table with nothing. Why would we believe that they're gonna abide by this argument on subsidies? Now, somebody correct me, is more economically astute than I am. But don't subsidies have to keep pace with the economy? I'm not trying to make a partisan point. I'm just generally curious as I understand them. Subsidies have to keep rate with market value, which means it goes up or down depending on the economy. At least as I understand. If I'm wrong, please someone correct me. But if I have to give it to my friends across the aisle, they don't trust that we're going to be honest about subsidies and the need to put government money into that. They think we're going to make a dead argument, which on our side is bankrupt, because our president, during both of his administrations, spent like a drunken sailor. He hasn't spent a balanced budget. He's talked a balanced budget, but he hasn't actually spent one.
Yeah, but Marshall, you're acting like they only need to look forward when they just passed the bill that didn't include the extension of the subsidies in it. They just said they don't care. Just the other day. It's like if you're dating someone and they say, I don't love you, and you break up, you don't come back to them thinking, oh, they love me now. Like, they told you they don't love you. Like, they don't love healthcare subsidies that address these people who are in this basically like donut hole in the
Okay,
exchange.
so then
They don't like those people.
So then I should revise what I said to say the Republicans don't care for healthcare subsidies. And I think that's where the sticking point is. Democrats think they're a good idea, and if somebody would be affected by them, I think they're a good idea. But apparently the Republicans do not. And that's a bad place to be for the country in general, but it's also a bad place for my party to be. The section is unwilling to have a discussion about continuing subsidies, despite the fact that the prices may rise. I think as a compromise, we would just genuinely need to be willing to make that compromise with the other side. It doesn't seem like we're willing to do it.
But Marshall, not even no Republicans, it's not even a Trump Republican thing. The Republicans are not for what you're seeing. For what
I'm
the
not saying
Democrats
we
want.
are.
That's what I'm saying. I understand this is a MAGA thing, but this is a Republican. They don't even.
I'm saying I think that particular place has a deleterious effect on the public. Most of the public, regardless of what we like, think that the ACA is a decent thing. Agree with subsidies. Do they always make financial sense? No. But as the House is the body that allocates money and is the body that's proportional, it's the body that should reflect the will of the public. The Senate is entitled to be more partisan or in nature because of the way it's been set up. But the House should genuinely be reflective of the sentiment of the public. And while I think there's significant sentiment of the public that does not believe subsidies are there I think is a larger portion of the public that genuinely believes that those kinds of stuff matter. And I think that means that the Republicans are going to have to compromise on what they believe is financial well management. But here's the other part about this, right? We don't have the legitimacy anymore on monetary issues. If we tell the Democratic Party, hey, we need to spend within our means, all they have to do is look at us and go, but you didn't. Why should we? We're not the party that thinks confining government is important. In fact, we're still in large part the FDR party that says larger presence of government in your life is not a bad thing. Right? So why should we expect that party to be the financially stiff party when like we're just being hypocritical as all get out. I say this as somebody who genuinely thinks we should try to spend within our means and that money is not endless. But I can't have that argument in real genuineness with somebody in your honors place, for example, in Texas, with any kind of legitimacy on my side. I just can't. It's not there. So
Republicans want to end healthcare subsidies of all kinds.
Yeah.
How many times did they vote to repeal Obamacare? Is it 60, 70?
Over 100.
Over 100, right? A billion, basically. A bajillion.
That's
A
exaggeration.
bajillion times. Obamacare without us. States like Texas have never expanded accepted the Medicaid expansion dollars, right? Like, they just passed a bill that let these subsidies expire. They think if you are too poor to afford it, or actually it's weird, they think if you're too rich to get Medicaid, but too poor to pay for it yourself, them's the breaks. If you get sick, good luck. Maybe your church will help you out. That's what they think. Let's just be honest about it. They voted that way over and over and over and over again. Who cares what they say? It doesn't matter. It's not worth a damn. I don't care what they say. I care what they do. It's really, really simple. If you vote against healthcare, you're against you vote against healthcare subsidies, you are against healthcare subsidies. Like, there's no wishy-washy, like, oh, I'm for it even though I voted against it bullshit. Like, that doesn't mean anything to anybody. So, like, I don't, respectfully, I continuously hear Republicans, whether it's the professional ones on Capitol Hill or it's other people who are trying to, thread some sort of needle where they can be pro-healthcare but also anti-healthcare subsidies. But we all know that when we buy things, if we don't have enough money, we don't get those things. And there are a lot of people who don't have enough money to get those things. In part because the one part of healthcare that Republicans seem to like is setting up structures where insurance companies can make a shit ton of money off of us, basically using our sickness as a profit, making vessel. That's who they are. They haven't shown themselves to be anyone else, and it's been a very, very, very long time. This fight has been going on since long before I could vote. I'm a middle-aged man. This goes back to Hillary Care in 1993, even
Since
before
Harry Truman, actually.
Yeah, there you go. That's who this
Harry
party
Truman is the first person who proposed some sort of more nationalized healthcare system for the United States in the Teddy Rooseveltian vein of you can't have a good population if they're not healthy.
So Marshall, one of the things that they
I
want
need
to
to make,
subsidies.
wait a minute, we're gonna continue in just a second. We're at the top of the hour. It is 8:01, and we are taking a field trip today, guys. Yay! Your field trip is coming! All right, so get your blankies, get your cups, your sippy cups, your bottles, whatever it might be. Get ready for the field trip. It is coming. Thursday is going to be a very special night. I have got confirmation that we're having a special speaker. I'm not sure if Patsy would like to speak on that now, but I want you guys to stay tuned because it's going to be an amazing conversation. So that will be on Thursday. There is a field trip coming. I'm sure the school bus will be heading out real soon, and we'll be taking that field trip. Yeah, so that is the reset for now. Patty, did you want to say anything, or you can't talk? Okay.
I can't.
Okay, all right. Do you know the field trip, girl? What's going on? What you saying? You don't need no permission slip. It's so hard. You guys are funny as hell. Listen, the people tried to take the field trip yesterday. I tried to get them on the bus, and the place was closed, so I couldn't take the people.
Okay. Jesus Christ. But you know what? That's a good segue because people are doing their own personal videos coming out of Jamaica, you guys. This is not good.
Over 500 339,000 people have lost electricity thus far in Jamaica currently right now.
That's what I'm over, girl. I'm addicted now. This is crazy. I feel really, really bad. And my question to the room and to the house is, do you think that Donald Trump is going to send any recovery relief
Paper towel.
to Jamaica?
No, they
Oh,
don't
you
even
just say
get
paper
paper
towels.
towels.
So
No,
picker-uppers?
nothing.
You may not know what your job is.
Casino over there.
No, I'm serious because
I'm
it's a
being
kind of like a
serious.
quandrum. If he sends money over there, in which I wish he would, then how is he going to explain to his own people? Now, it's just a big
He's
mess.
gonna slap the
They need
tariff
to
on him.
help.
And I
But
tell you,
how's he
Lisa,
going to explain to
don't
his own people
worry
not eating?
about a thing.
Listen
No,
to this
this is
fool.
not
This
funny.
fool right
It's
now.
gonna be alright. I'm about to have tears. I don't see these
People,
Hey,
don't
don't
worry. Twins and you sing
About a
thing.
thing.
I won't worry now.
Trump will respond if China steps in.
What? China?
Who said that? I don't know who said that.
I believe Trump will respond if China decides to step in. China already
You know
had.
what? That's a good point. I think China
Jamaica.
will send, yeah, I think China will send some money or some food or some relief over there. That's a good point. I feel better now because I'm thinking who's going to help those people over there by tomorrow morning? This is crazy. But anyway, I'm not trying to be Debbie
Our
Downer.
government is shut down.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what we can do right now.
They have investments out there. So.
Well, they sent aid to Alaska during the shutdown.
Alaska is a part of America. What's
Huh?
going on?
I'm saying they're a red state. He's saying the government shut down, but they still got aid when they had the floods there.
But that's in America. Jamaica.
Okay, First Lady, I know, but it's still a shutdown time. He just said the government shut down. I'm saying yes, but I'm sorry, I go on mute. I see down here my little pink head, my little pink ear.
I like your new Peter stuff.
Wait, you got a new PTR? Let me check it out.
Yes, I know. She blinged out.
Wait, so yeah. I don't see you on this.
I identify as a cat.
Oh, what a cutie
A
pie.
black cat.
Oh,
I
that
love
is
you, I do
hilarious.
for a living. I do my best. That's a
That
fact.
is so
That's a
cute.
fact. I like it. I
can
like
see
that
so
color.
cute.
One day, First Lady, I'm gonna have that car one day.
I'm not gonna go that far.
So,
I like it.
so one of the things, First Lady and Lisa and team, is that
Yes.
in the bill, what the Democrats want subsidies. They want to also fund PBS and NPR, right? Every year. I think they could negotiate that out of the deal. Why keep that in there?
What deal is this? Where's that at?
One of the things that they want is to restore the funding to PBS and NPR.
Where are you finding that request?
It was in their request when they were saying about in the budget what the Democrats want. So First Lady, I can send you the information, but
When was this demand asked?
I'm sorry, was that Marsha talking to some? I can tell.
Well, obviously go to Lisa first. She's the head honcho here.
Marshall, my name is First Lady. I am not Lisa.
Oh, I
know I don't do a lot of talking. I get it, but this is like the second time you've called me Lisa, and I let it go the first time.
I will do a much.
That's fine. No worries. But I understand, but you know why? Because Lisa's usually the one that's talking, so I get it. Everybody, because I don't do a lot of talking, I do a lot of yelling. So I get it, Marshall. It's fine. Omar, hello? When did this happen? When did they make this request?
Before in September during the shutdown, and part of their request had the funding for public media. They wanted to restore money for PBS and NPR, which provided educational programs. That's crazy.
Okay.
They want
All right, well,
healthcare for people and Big Bird.
Oh,
Well, you know what? Take it off the table. That's fine. My rich uncle can help them pay for the PBS. That's fine. Okay, so you got it. What's next? Can we get a deal on the healthcare?
I mean, I'm looking through it. I'm trying to find some areas maybe where they can negotiate, but it's not too much. Not too much. It's kind of still expensive. I mean, it's over $1 trillion over 10 years for a broader
That's a
healthcare
trillion a
package.
year. That's just a trillion a year. Your president, my president said, "Hey, listen, we banging right now. We the baddest country on this planet. What's $1 trillion? What's going on?
I think your
We got
president
money,
Your president
I
also
don't
said
think
he's
it already
willing to.
added to the deficit. That's not a big deal.
Yeah, I haven't checked that. I don't know if the deficit, if they've done those numbers this year yet, but I can tell you that he has signaled to the Democrats that he's willing to have a brand new, somewhat Obamacare if they are willing to, look at what's wrong with it and change it. So he has provided that olive branch.
But he said he only had a
question really quick.
concept of a plan.
Can I ask Marshall a question really quickly?
Yeah.
Available? Hey, what's up, brother? I hope all is well. So Marshall, I'm under the impression that the last time these things were negotiated and extended was in 2022. Why was it only extended for 2 years? If it was 2022, why was it
21,
extended short?
4 years.
2020. Okay, 4 years. Okay, there it goes. Was that a limit to how long they could extend it for? Did they not have the votes to make it permanent? I'm just trying to
Reconciliation, going back, reviewing to see if in fact, it needs to stay, does it go higher? It was a way to be able to get the Republicans to be able to vote on it. So they came up with a limitation and put an expiration on it. I'm sorry, go ahead.
The expiration was the Republican piece of that agreement. To get where they had to agree that they were going to be temporary.
Gotcha. All right, that makes sense. Thank you for explaining that. Thank you, First Lady. I appreciate it.
No worries, brother. Is that field trip, is the bus getting started? The wheels on the bus go round and round.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm there.
Wheels on the bus go round and round all through the town.
And I have to pack my lunch. Okay, I'm ready. Pack my lunch.
Big wheels keep on burning. Ow! Fire.
Kid right now, I just get on.
Oh, it's my bedtime, girl. You know I get sleep when I get sleepy now.
Subsidies if they kept the public option, right?
I know, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think to Amari's point, like, Amari, you're not going to get a more generous benefits package from the CA and the Republican Party. You're going to get a less generous benefits package. Which goes back to Aaron's point, which is Republicans
See you
don't
guys
want
in
to
5 minutes. I'm sorry.
They're
I'm
uninterested.
See you guys in 5 minutes.
You better open?
Yeah, babe. I'm just.
Oh, we taking a field trip. Yay!
Oh my God. My tummy.
I some baking soda.
You know, we would have never needed these subsidies if they would have kept it public.
Yeah. If they had kept the public option in and they kept the penalty would have paid part of these subsidies. It would have paid most of them. In the ACA originally was part of the pay for because it got passed under a pay for option.
That's a fact. Because when you don't have enough people paying into something, then guess what happens? The person that's giving you the something is going to go up because their overall margin is not being met anymore. Hello? So if people continuously keep needing,
Doesn't that mean that subsidies have to keep pace with cost of living?
exactly.
For farming subsidies, I'm just like
Yeah, but it costs
I'm
more
not
using
aware
the
how that
subsidies.
works.
If we would have used the public option, at least they would have been able to negotiate prices. So it would have been cheaper to have the public option. And now we have to have subsidies because Republicans want to like.
Project, keep on.
That just kind of sounds like a sneaky way to like undermine the ACA in the first place.
That's what they were trying to do.
Since you couldn't come up with an adjustable option that made sense, like let's just undermine the bill as much as we possibly can.
But Marsh, I didn't know Haitian consent.
That's not Haitian. That's an infinity. You trying to get me. Now, Infinity, you know you can't do what I did. Like, you know.
Okay, it's my turn.
So one of the oh shit! You heard that too, huh? Whoa. So one of the things that people didn't really like the penalty they have to pay for young people who are not sick. They didn't like that. I'll say that. But first thing, one of the things, the rules. I mean, you can't cross state lines. You can't buy insurance. Like the way I remember going back to hearing like Republicans. I'm going back to the Mitt Romney days, right? And they were saying that the way that the policies were made, they didn't actually have more choice, and that was one of the problems they had with ACA. There was enough choice. It was actually closing, and doctors were leaving.
That's not true.
That's not true at all.
But that's what they were saying, though. You remember that?
Well, that was
I'm just saying
no,
that's what
I
they were
don't
saying.
remember that. Nobody told me those.
I remember them saying it, but it wasn't the truth. I do remember that being put out there, but it wasn't the truth. It not even just wasn't the truth. It is not the truth. There has definitely been them, saying that crap, but no, that's not a true statement. Ciao.
I'm only want to go 15 minutes. It's content.
I know you are. I know what you're going by.
You say one thing and then the group just lose their shit, man. These are the most unhinged people in the world.
Well, you know what happens with that? People hear what they want to hear, and then because they're not actually on stage to express what they really need to say, then sometimes the words get all misconstrued in the chat. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I just ignore it, or at least I try to ignore it. Somebody said that I was mean. I said, okay, thank you. I appreciate you. Love you.
I can take that advice. Thank you, First Lady.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they were saying which doctors are doing what now when it came to ACA?
So one of the Republican talking points, and again, this is when I was saying that basically that the ACA was actually hurting doctors. It was hurting them because it was basically picking winners and losers.
Are they talking about specialists? They can't be
I think
talking
it was
about
for
primary
physician.
They can't be talking about primary care. No, that doesn't make any sense.
I mean, this is like someone said. You're going back to the 2012 election, right? We're going way, way back. That's what their talking points were. I remember listening to who's the guy that died of cancer, the radio host. Was it no, the white guy who died.
Fat Boy.
I can't think of his name. Like him and Sean Hannity would just rail on Obamacare round the clock. I don't know if y'all remember that. That was their talking points. That used to piss me off. I used to get so triggered by those two.
Well, why? They were rich. Why do you care about what they say?
Because I felt like they were. I felt like they were spreading like how y'all would say that we do misinformation. So I mean, I'm going back to my hardcore den days where I was like, man, this is misinformation. So. But unless like people watch different media sources, then you probably wouldn't. Like I used to listen to all of them. Larry Elder, because when I drive home from work, they'd be on the radio, and then you turn to your other networks to see what other people are talking about.
Why do you want all that negativity in your life?
Because if you don't hear what the other other side is saying, then you just hear one flow of media, and it's never good. It's called programming at that point. Good for your soul. I mean, the reason I know it's the people who watch he's on the stage. People like Matt, he listens to both sides. He's able to counter a lot of Republican talking points because he knows what they say. People who don't watch Republican talking points don't have an ability to debate them because they don't know what the other person says. They just only know what maybe come on stuff like that, like urban radio or something, or whatever other news channel. Like that Stephanie lady comes on somewhere, but she's her dad's in politics.
Stephanie Mills? All right, I got the ticket, y'all. I got the ticket tonight. Look above my head. Yes.
Well, what song you want to hear?
Traffic. Oh, you got your equipment hooked up today? Click
No,
the link at the top.
No, I'm in the street. Sorry.
Click the link at the top. Click the link at the top. Click the link at the top. Click the link. Hey, Quinn. We are moving. Get on up. Hey, She-Wolf. Good to see you. If you haven't already, we are flying to another sky. Click the link above my head so you can get there before I get there. Don't meet me there, beat me there. Let's go. Click the link at the top. Click the link at the top.
And for your field trip, the Bronx Zoo is free on Wednesday, so let's do it next Wednesday, okay? Perfect
Okay.
trip. Bronx Zoo in the fall.
Are y'all coming to my hood? I'm in the zoo. I'm out
Are
here
you in the
pumping
zoo?
a pack. Yeah, I'm out here pumping a pack in the zoo.
Okay. We'll be there. We'll be there next Wednesday. Click the link at the top. This room will self-destruct in 10 seconds. Please click the link at the top. Guide yourselves accordingly. We thank you for flying with politically correct skies. It's been a great day. We appreciate you. Please click the link at the top. Click the link at the top. Reform is sleep. Click the link at the top. Click the link, click the link, click the link. Link, 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 link. Are y'all asleep? What's going on? All right. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Blast off!
and his evidence for that, he doesn't have any, except for the fact that he says Goldman Sachs has been wrong a lot and he made money on them in the past. That seems like bullshit to me.
Goldman Sachs looking stock today is trading all-time high. They're considered the world's leading thought leaders in investment space. I mean, I think that's a weird flex to make in the first place. I mean, you might want to say something like, I really believe in this tariff phenomenon, but we know he doesn't. I got an investor letter of his where he talks about how tariffs are going to be incredibly inflationary. I mean, he actually bet on that when he was running a hedge fund, that tariffs would be inflationary. So I don't even know what he's talking about on that one.
Yeah. I guess the question is, when you look at somebody like that, like, do we think that he is just like desperate for this position, wants to have it, and was excited to get it? Obviously, competed with others for it and got it. And maybe he's figuring, I don't know, maybe the Supremes will bail me out on this, and they'll like overturn the tariffs, and I will be able to like kind of have an excuse for why this didn't happen, and that way I won't get crossways with Mr. Trump. Or like, do you feel like is there a cohort of people that are true believers that this is a good economic program right now? Like, what do you think's happening?
Not that I'm aware of, but I think one of the big questions we've been asking ourselves, everyone's been asking ourselves, why is the market holding up like this? I mean,
He's playing right now. It has nothing to do with his bad. This has nothing to do with his bad.
Go back and look at history.
Okay, I'm done. So Anthony, the claim that we made that he was not a great hedge fund, he was a C player. By all intents and purposes, he had a track record to lose 90% of his
He
funds
plays
value.
this thing for 10 minutes and then he starts talking. I would like to
No,
respond.
no, he said that. No, because what you gonna say? What are you gonna say to refute that?
Because it was like a 10-minute clip. Go ahead, because you've been biting at the. Go ahead. I want to hear that.
All right, thanks a lot. So, Key Square Group, that's the name of Becent's hedge fund. Becent left SPM in 2015 to launch Key Square Group, a hedge fund named after a spot on the chessboard. Let me get to the point. It received a $2 billion anchor investment from George Soros. Key Square uses geopolitics and economics to make macro investments. Its main fund returned 13% in 2016, but declined or broke even every year from 2017 to 2021 before making major gains in 2021, 2022, and 2023. The inconsistent track record scared away clients. Assets under management shrank from 5.1 billion to 577 million in 2023. So he did not lose the money. The investors pulled out money. ML is making
he lost the money in conjunction to the
ML, as I was saying, ML is making
that's what
yet
that's
not losing money.
You see, when there's a run on the bank, why is there a run on the bank?
This is asinine, and it's embarrassing.
Anthony,
you are a liar.
You say I'm a liar. That's why you.
All the time, y'all, we can't hear. So Trump. Okay, so the bottom line is because he sold it or whatever, that doesn't make. Redo that, Anthony. Rewind.
No, Lisa. Anthony's saying that people pulled out their investments. That's how he lost money. But that's how you lose money by making people.
I want to be clear about something.
That's how you lose money.
JD, respectfully, all right? You lose money.
He lost 50% of his bets while he was there.
I'm talking. I'm happy to
bullshit.
What you mean no?
You're lying when I went to fucking play the game.
You are lying.
Was that me talking or fucking professional talking? What are you talking about? No, I played the fucking tape. You heard it from a professional talking about.
Let Anthony talk his bullshit for a minute and it's on you. Go ahead, Anthony. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. I'll talk my bullshit. Thank you. All right. So when ML says that the hedge fund lost money, all right? He's saying that through bad investments, the money went away. It's not, if a hedge fund, if the investors decide to pull out their money, that's not a hedge fund losing money. If he suggests otherwise, as I said, he's a fucking liar or he's ignorant. It's one of the two.
TC, if you don't,
hold on.
when
investors pull out,
y'all just bang up.
if investors pull out, right, of your hedge fund, that's literally losing the money. The point is, they don't feel like they trust your investments anymore, which is why they pull the fucking money. That's how you lose money.
So hold on. So Anthony, who do you have to corroborate what you're saying? I literally played a professional analyst who runs another hedge fund, who talks about Besson's performance. Those words came out of his motherfucking mouth. So you trying to call me a liar like somehow, why the fuck do you do that? When I literally played what the fucking man said. You want to fucking call me a liar, and I literally played what a man said. Are you fucking okay? You a fat motherfucker.
What I said.
Heart attack. You lied to me. What? Motherfucker.
Post the picture, ML. Post the picture. Post the picture. Post the picture, ML.
Yo, besides, can't even fucking, you gotta fucking
I might have to mute the whole stage. Y'all chill out. Come on, let's go. One at a time.
Yo, look, can I finally? Okay, so I'm gonna squeeze in here while these guys are finding. So here's the thing, right? Like, when you look at his record, right? The first time at the Soros Fund over his first 4 years, right? He averaged 13%, which is actually quite solid, right? When he left and started his own enterprise, right, where he was doing his thing, Anthony's partially correct, right? The average return is about 3 to 4%, which is extremely weak. But it's
what?
Considered.
That is fucking horrible.
You relax. Take a breath. Take a breath. This is
10%, bro.
You do not need to be screeching every time someone says something. Like, take a breath in and breathe out and relax. This is literally not that serious. The second thing I was gonna say, right? That's why you're in your fucking vagina today, screeching. Relax. So fuck. I forgot what I was gonna say. Shit.
You said something about 3%.
He averaged like 3% over the second half of the period, right? You have the instability with COVID-19, the market being all over the place during COVID-19, COVID-20, and on top of that, his last year with his own private investment, he had like a 27% return. So investors got spooked and pulled the money halfway through, and they're not playing the long game. That's on them. Like, I do think Anthony is partially right, but I also don't think he's the best investor either, or the best leader of a PE fund. That's why I called him average in my initial statement, right? That is literally. I'm done.
Marshall, and I know you don't like me, so you're gonna say this bullshit. But the fact is, 3%. If any fucking fund that I invest in, any ETF or any index fund that I invest in, is bringing back 3%, that's not even fucking matching annual inflation of 4% per annum. What the fuck are you talking about? He's not a good fucking investor. He's actually fucking horrible by every standard on fucking Wall Street. I fucking beat that listen, I'm not even a fucking professional, and I beat that every fucking year. And you tell me he's a professional and he gets to lose money at 3%? That's losing money. What the fuck are you guys talking about? Stay in your fucking lane, because you don't have no fucking idea what you're talking about. He lost 50% of the value of his bets. He lost 50%, and then the funding tool lost 90% of the initial capital in a couple of years. It went from 5 billion down to 5. But he also lost, the guy said he lost 50% of the plays that he made during that time. So he lost people money. That's why they pull their money. And you saying he's returning 3%, and you said Anthony's right? How the fuck is he right when my initial premise was that he's a mediocre investor, he's a C player? That's all I said. And I said, hence the reason why he is. And I've been able to corroborate and provide the evidence, yes, from another fucking professional on Wall Street who assessed his performance. And they said it was fucking mediocre.
So in all your screeching, you forget the 5 years when he averaged 13%.
We're looking at the entirety of his investment. What the fuck are you talking about?
It's an inconvenient piece of information that doesn't align with what you want to say, right? You're not
being I was talking about his fund
here. You want to omit the information.
You want to cherry pick certain years. You do that. But I was very specific. I was talking about the fund that you ran.
I don't know why you're preaching again and fucking in your panties. But this is.
I'm not in my panties.
I don't know what's wrong
I'm
with
not.
you today. Right?
No, I'm not.
You're a 60-year-old man screeching every preaching that someone has a different point of view than you.
Hey, Marshall, I am not, and I'm not gonna come out of character for you. I'll fucking spare you. I'll spare you tonight. Because my beef is with Anthony. So you could shut the fuck up. No, I am fine, Marshall. I am fine.
All right, class, let's go into Angry Dog or Angry. All right, brother, we're gonna move on. ML content screeching over anyone with a different opinion. Y'all are mad because ML literally interrupted me. Now you want to move on. Why can't I finish my statement? ML was on mute. Why can't I fucking finish what I was saying?
Well, you know what? First of all, you weren't making us spend. You were spending all the time trying to tell him to whatever.
Yeah, well, he was still screeching over.
All right, so make your statement.
You didn't mute him.
Make your statement so we can move on.
Yeah,
Go on. You bitch ass.
What did we start here, JD?
I don't even know how we got here and the significance of it.
The dilapidated ballroom, and it went crazy.
What's the significance of the arguing back and forth anyway? That's what I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, he did.
From both of y'all.
It's history.
All right, so we gave him an opportunity. He muted. So let's
No, I got muted because one of your fucking mod fucking hates me. I keep getting muted every time I try to talk.
Okay, so let Mother finish his thoughts.
Yeah,
and then
my
we
initial position, right? My initial statement was that he was average, right? I don't think he's the best in the world. But if you look at his entire track record, it is unfair to omit the portion of his record that you don't agree with when he averaged 13% and just ignore that over like those 5 years didn't happen when you make it. That is my entire point. I'm not saying he's the best fucking investor, but what I'm saying is that sometimes you people are so fucking biased, you ignore pieces of information that doesn't align with what you want.
So Marshall,
Anybody
Mother.
want to do a 30-minute?
We're not gonna do this. Please don't do this.
So the point, no, I'm just gonna make one point of clarification.
That's it, yeah.
So the point here, when we're talking about it, I looked at the last, because you judge by your last year on Wall Street. You're not judged by the previous 10, 15 years. Those are bygone years. You're judged by now. What have you done now? I went to the latest period in his life where he ran a fund. I'm not talking about when he was part of a team. He was a program manager, a PM, as part of a team working for Soros, because you get to make decisions as a group there, and you get input from your different bosses. This was where he ran the fund. I'm talking about a specific period in time where he ran a fund and ran it into the ground. That was my point. Why he's viewed on Wall Street as a fucking C player, as a horrible investor. That's the performance. So you obviously talk about bias. What I'm saying is actually factual. I'm not cherry picking from like his whole career. I'm saying the period in time where he's failed. That's what I'm judging him on. The 5 years where he managed the fund, more than 5 years actually, that's what I'm judging him on. He lost 90% of the fund. People pulled out their money, and he lost 50% on the bets he made. That's like a monkey throwing a dot at a fucking dartboard, and you go 50 in or out. That's horrible. Then you said he averaged. Hold on. He said he averaged 3%. On Wall Street, what is the fucking standard bearer of a return on investment? You have to beat the S&P 500. So that includes, you have to make at least more than 9% or 10% to actually be a viable fund where people actually trust you because you beat in the market. If you can't even beat 4%, which is the annual rate of inflation, then you're a horrible investor. And that's it, bottom. So when you guys talk about being biased and whatnot, I'm cherry picking. No, I'm judging him by a fund that he owned. He didn't own a fund 15 years ago. He managed a fund. That's what when he was the boss, that's what I'm judging him by.
Okay. All right. Y'all got it? Good. All right. Can we move on to the next subject here? There's going to be a problem in a couple of days, and when we talked about this, but not enough for my own benefit. There's so much stuff going on with the food banks not going to be able to help that restaurants are now starting to offer free food. And we're giving this more as informational. Restaurants are going to start offering free food. So you guys, places like what is it, Subway? There's certain restaurants who are going to start offering free food. So if you having a problem eating, or you're not going to be able to make it to the food pantries, look out for offers from restaurants. This is starting to get very, very real. Okay. Also, there's this thing. Anybody want to add about the food? Can help out, because I was thinking about doing a pig bake in this room. I don't know how that's gonna go. I'll just put it out there, and maybe somebody can think of something, a way to enact it, like a piggy bank. Like, there's people who really are gonna be affected by this. I'm not talking about scammers. I'm not talking about people running to Walmart and putting steaks in their drawers and shit and running out, whatever. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if we have a pig jar, a cookie jar, whatever you want to call it, every program, and then we give it to in the room. I mean, $1, $2, whatever. You might need gas to get to work because you paid. You might need to go buy something to eat. Nobody's trying to judge nobody, and it could be anonymous. Like, we give the $1, $2, $3. Somebody else has to set it up because I don't have Cash App. And then at the end, anonymously, that whatever amount we have in a cookie jar can be given to somebody who really needs. I know what it feels like to need gas money. I've been there when I was in college. Oh my God, if I had to go under my seat one more fucking time to try to find money to put in my Fiat Spider, I was going to have a heart attack. No, I don't want to say that, but yeah. So I know what that feels like. So maybe we can start doing that. Does that sound like a good idea to everybody? Yes, no, maybe?
Mike, piece of.
Huh?
This motherfucker's
I have a job. Is he talking to me?
We don't have to set you in the conversation. Go ahead.
Mike P.
You made a post.
Okay, I told all you kindergartners, I told all you kindergartners to chill out, grow up, and stop with the ego. This is ridiculous now. Y'all too grown for that. Cut it out.
This is like a serious thing. Now you guys turn this into some bullshit that quick.
Stop acting like kindergartners. Cut it out.
Kenya, use your green bean to move people that talk the way you don't like, Kenya. Make sure you put that green bean.
Okay.
Like I said, stop being a kindergartner.
And you know, you
Get
guys
old and tired.
Hey, what do you guys think you up there at the green beans? I'm not right in front of the phone. So yes, no, maybe, because we can move on if that doesn't, because I can see right now the people in here don't have the gravitas. I don't understand what's going on.
So as long as my information stay private, I'll work with you.
Maybe like a food bank.
We'll figure it out in the back channels if somebody wants to do that. It don't have to be a lot of money. I'm just saying, some people, you guys understand, they're not getting paid. People that we know are people in our room not getting paid. So, but they still got to show up for work. So maybe if that's needed, hey, if they don't need it, fine. It'll just keep every day, keep adding to it, whatever, and then we'll find a way to disperse it. No one's trying to be heroes over here. We're just trying to be helpers. That's it.
Hey, Lisa, do you know if GoFundMe would support, just people who are out of work and somebody wants to set up a GoFundMe page for somebody they know, a family member? Is that still a thing? Do you know if that would even qualify under GoFundMe?
Somebody's gonna have to help with that.
They take too much out?
Yeah, GoFundMe takes someone directly. Like, if someone comes in here and they're down and out and they have a Cash App, and if someone can actually verify this, I'm that person directly. But people are real shy; they're not gonna say a way about saying I'm hit right now, or maybe they won't. If it gets to that point, somebody could come in and say, "Yo, I'm really messed up, y'all. I tried, and got it, something like that."
If they're willing to say who they are, Zelly's the best thing.
JD, thank you. JD, I could really use the help, JD. I'm down kind of bad right now, JD.
Anthony, you guys are gonna stop this shit immediately.
So childish.
It's just getting stupid. We're trying to help some people in here. Just because you are sat on the and you live in the life, there's some people that's gonna eventually try to make this a
JD
charity.
said he got me, and I was thanking him. That's what happened. JD said he got me.
Oh my God.
I was responding to JD. Like, you fat.
Okay, I'm done with that as well. Yeah, this is just like playing with monkeys in the zoo. I'm just good with that. So let's move on to something else. What?
That sounded like a little bit of a racial epithet.
But it's all good, Lisa. You got it.
Are you a monkey?
Man, it doesn't matter if I am or not, man. Again,
Am I a monkey?
Why do we have to put that
Am I a
out there?
monkey? Am I a
I didn't
monkey?
say you were, man, but why do we
Okay, so then
Would zebra have been better? Would zebra?
people that give
Lions?
Would you stop talking?
He does that on purpose.
Wow. Okay, so if I offended anybody by saying monkey, let me just go back and redo that. I can't use the word gorilla.
Lions in the zoo? Zebras? How about zebras? How about zebras? Tigers? Or bears or lions?
At this point, we're good.
Okay.
So, other breaking news, there is a major, right now, hurricane, and people are sending over, I guess this is on WhatsApp, what's going on in Jamaica. This is supposed to be the biggest hurricane ever in the Pacific. Is that true? In the Pacific Ocean?
Yeah.
Wow.
That
Just me saying is scaring me.
The winds are 185 miles an hour.
Whoa.
500 millibars, that's really bad.
Whoa. I guess, Warner, we're going to see the aftermath of that. And all I can say is we have to pray for those people. There's no way that, nah. Yeah, I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, but it already went through Jamaica and now it's moving. So
It's past Jamaica?
Yeah, the brunt of it, they got what they're gonna get. Now, I'm saying it's moving over. They're worried about Cuba now. Then it'll be Bahamas, Haiti, and Dominican Republic.
Did it do a lot of damage or mild,
I didn't hear anything as far as anything major.
Can you guys imagine winds at 175 miles per hour?
85.
Oh, stop. Okay, I'm good. Imagine that. I mean, that is just insane. Wow. Okay, and the houses are not really that,
Yeah, and the power too is gonna typically goes out already anyway, so it's gonna be worse.
Isn't this the time where usually it's tourist season, right? Around now in Jamaica and places, right?
Right now, it's not tourist season.
It's not. Okay, yeah, August is hurricane. Yeah, usually it's around December, right?
But it's hurricane season, that's why the cruises and everything are cheaper. Because it's the type of season, and you go from doing nothing.
Listen, my manager is actually going on a cruise to Jamaica next week, so.
I bet you they're not.
Well, I hope it's calm by then. Like, it doesn't take a week to pass.
What's left, ma'am? If you would
Jamaica?
Island that 185 wind.
It's gonna be some damage. It's going to be
Right.
some damage.
Or she won't get off the boat. I don't know. Her choice.
That's the thing.
Yeah, you ever see those boats that when they be in hurricanes, they be swinging? That shit is crazy.
The water is very rude.
Yeah, you don't want to be in a hurricane, be even close to a hurricane, even on a boat.
I have been through countless hurricanes. This one, as we know, is catastrophic. I have people that live in Jamaica. I've actually lived there for 3 months at a time throughout my life. And the place that hit, one of my friends, his mother, they just finished a house, and it's just a complete wash. She lives right off, if you are familiar, it's like near Treasure Beach. And what Sai was saying is true. You can get there to next to nothing if you live in Florida with a cruise. And it is a time that a lot of people still go there, but we're in trouble for quite a while. And so, I don't like the, pray and whatever. There needs to be action behind it. Yeah, but I say do pray, but take action as well, because this is real. And I was on the phone all through the night. He's just trying to get his mom home. He lives in LA, and he's just trying to get his mom home at this point. After 5 years of building a house, and it's just out in one night. And
that's sad right there.
Yeah, I can hardly talk about it. He was just in tears all night. So, yeah. But as far as the damage that's done there, there's damage all across. But from what I've been able to understand, Kingston looks rather, because there's cameras that you can look at. I can put a link. I can find one if anyone cares.
Yeah, I saw one on YouTube. I don't know how. Yeah, how to. You guys have to find these cameras. I just don't believe
believe it. Plus, people are putting stuff up on WhatsApp. I just
what are they putting on WhatsApp?
Videos.
I see videos. Oh, okay, yeah.
People being
No, I meant like a live cam.
Outside.
It's a live cam. It's not just videos, but a live cam. Anyway, yeah.
Okay, so last one I saw, I don't know who it was, a man, a boy, a teenager, actually being blown down the street. He rolling like a tumbleweed. I was like, what the hell are you outside? Well, I guess outside is everywhere now.
It really is, and when you're going through a hurricane like that, and if you don't have transportation, and say that you're just trying to get some food, or you're trying to check on a family member, I mean, that's what happens. I mean, and it's true until you've been through a hurricane. I'm from Indiana, and went through major tornadoes, but until you've been through a hurricane, there's no way of understanding it. Yeah.
Okay, so we are concerned, and I don't want to say thoughts and prayers because it sounds so empty, but yes, right? But I'm praying for these people tonight as I, in my comfortable, warm, dry bed, I'm going to be praying for these people because, we just, I don't want to get into it. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. We just take so much for granted, and now we're getting ready to be starved out in our own country, so, one more thing. Anybody want to keep commenting about Jamaica while we go through the breaking news and stuff that's going on?
Yeah, we pray for Cuba at this point. Like I said, Jamaica is passionate.
Well, you know what I mean, though. I mean, we got to pray for everybody. I mean, I know Cuba's going to get it, but the winds are still at 185.
Yeah, they slow down, but they're still up there.
Yeah. The last I checked, it was still even going over Cuba. It's like a Cat 4, which is still catastrophic. I mean, Cat 5 is like off the charts. But yeah, but a lot of the area, I mean, people are going to be going through a lot in Cuba, but a lot of the area they anticipate it to hit is not going to be as populated, I don't believe. I could be wrong, but from my understanding.
Yeah, somebody has to look up, track it, and see where it's actually going to hit and whatever, and update us as we go along tonight. But hopefully we won't be here till sunrise, and people are, I just don't want to get any more heartache in my heart. But not saying, but anyway. So they're bombing in Gaza again today, you guys. And then Hesep came out and said, the ceasefire is holding. He literally they're bombing over there. What's left to bomb? I don't know.
Vance said that, right?
Who did I say?
He said Secretary of War.
Oh, okay, no, it was actually J.D. Vance. He said the ceasefire is holding, and they're literally over there dropping bombs again. I don't know what else, all our money is just going down the fucking toilet everywhere. Okay.
And people will think JD's the best thing since mascara was invented and will vote for his stupid ass if he runs. That's what's crazy.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that before we get too far off of it. So, they're starting to talk about a lot now. A lot is Trump's third term. So, I have to talk to, was it you, Omari, who came in and told us how it was going to be done? And I was like,
no, it's not me. It's Manfinity. And
oh, it was Manfinity?
Yeah, I don't believe there will be a third term. That's not something I think about.
Well,
Omari, you and I were talking, it was me and you talking this morning. I don't know if that's what you're referring to.
Yeah, but I got it from somebody.
Manfinity has his whole plan on how he was arguing that, and they were trying to tell him the 22nd Amendment. It was like, they've been going back and forth on this in this spaces for some time now.
But I think it's pretty clear, like the 22nd Amendment does not prevent the Vance Rubio ticket running on a platform that they will nominate Trump as the Speaker of the House, right, which is a nominated position, and that is the third.
Go ahead, Vince. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
That was all I was saying.
Yeah, that's wrong because even if he became Speaker of the House, in a issue where he would need to be a successor, they would skip him. So it would let you go to the Vice President. They would skip the Speaker of the House and go whoever else is in line. If the Speaker of the House is not qualified to be president.
I don't think Trump is in good shape. I mean, I know this is it's good talking, it's good entertainment,
No. This is not. Listen, we're not doing this for entertainment. The reason I brought it up is because Steve Bannon. Okay, let's get this together. Let's tighten this up. So Trump himself is talking about it. Somebody asked him on the plane to Asia, well, did he have any blah, blah, blah? And he goes, well, I'm thinking about it. And then he said, let me see if I can get the exact quote. He said, I have to paraphrase it. Okay, he said, I would love to do it when they was asking him on the plane. So then who follows that up is White House Chief Strategist Steve Bannon. So this is not for entertainment. So you got Trump saying it on the way to Asia. Steve Bannon comes in and says he told The Economist that there is a plan. Quote, there is a plan to get Trump a third term. So people are saying, don't dismiss this as trolling or attempt to shake off the lame duck label. What it is, if Trump can figure out a way to do it, then he will. Then this guy is saying in The Guardian, even though I think it's truly extremely unlikely that there is a path to Trump 3.0, here's a very simplified version. All right, so what they're going to do, step one, obviously, is to figure out a possible legal basis for the third term. Amendment ratified in 1951. The next is step two. Trump is to declare a state of emergency and postpone the 2028 election. Trump loves a good fake emergency. He's already used it, at least 10 emergency declarations to justify tariffs. And then the last one here, hold on, y'all. Finally, you got to neutralize your opposition. Unlike the previous two steps, this is easy since there's no opposition. The Democrats are still floundering around trying to figure out what they stand for. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris, who appears to surround herself exclusively with sycophants, is threatening to run again. And the last one is Manfinides. Manfinides said that, I'm just shocked I'm even using this as an example, but I've heard this part too. That Trump is going to run, J.D. Vance is going to run, Trump is going to be the VP, right, on the ticket, and then once they know he's going to win, J.D. Vance is going to win, so once he is inaugurated, he's going to step down, and guess what?
Yeah, Trump's back in again. Bad. I gotta say, this is bad form tonight. I mean, Lisa, I love listening.
I just read from your fat ass, what's his name? The one that does his name. So don't start putting all this shit on me tonight.
Hey, Lisa, Trump, hold on.
Don't start putting this shit on me.
This is what they do, Lisa.
From The Economist. So The Economist and your House Chief Strategist, Steve Bannon, do not dump this shit on me like he did in that airplane. I'm just reading.
You got Trump booty clappers like Christian, Amari Anthony, Mike, Special Mike, who bottom line is they literally believed everything that came out of Trump's mouth. And now they want to sit here, oh, don't believe this. The bottom line is this is now coming out of Trump's mouth. And you know what? Rather you think he's trolling or not, you idiots find this acceptable. You idiots find it acceptable.
Not really. This will be
the President of the United States.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to, because you know what? You want to know how I know you all? Hey, y'all, mute up. You want to know how I know you all accept this? Because the first thing that comes out of my mouth is, oh, he's just trolling. Why y'all believe him? How about you change that rhetoric around and say, you know what? Yeah, this is strange, Mike. Like, yeah, the only strange way is you. Why don't you guys just literally have a complaint about it? You know what? Why the hell is the President of the United States trolling? If that's what you really believe this is, why don't you guys have a issue with the president doing that? You guys don't. You guys don't. And so the last thing we're gonna do is listen to a bunch of idiots that believe everything this man said.
But not this.
Yeah, but now y'all want to pick and choose. Come on.
You're projecting.
This is bad.
Well, my question is, why?
Mike, you're gonna move to the audience if you come off the mic again and talk shit.
I'm serious about that. You say it one more time, I'm gonna slap you with this iPhone. I am not in here making shit up. Don't tell me about bad form. Then you go and you call your goddamn chief strategist. because he's the one who's putting this in The Economist. So either he dumber than you or he's smarter than you. I don't know which one it is.
Why is it a troll, Mike?
Why are you guys arguing among yourselves? We're trying to have a conversation. If you want to talk to the rest of us, that'd be great. But you guys are talking among yourselves like that, like Dumb and Dumber, when they be having conversations with each other about a situation that 5 or 6 people are involved. Stop it.
Well, Miss Lisa, you should listen to us. We are the
Why y'all keep calling the JD name? He on mute. Not whispers in the room. Let him speak.
So you should listen to us. We're telling you that would be a bad thing. That would be my red line. So you're hearing from a Trump whisperer that if he tried to run for a 3rd term, that would be a red line for me.
But it's a red line for you, but that doesn't matter.
Can I get a moment?
You having to care about it now.
You can go to Kenya. Stop talking to me. If you want to talk.
Okay, can I talk to the room?
No.
Robert, you pass the mic, please, sir.
Who's saying that?
Head moderator, what are you talking about?
What are you doing right
We don't
now?
need Speedy in here.
All you men better shut the fuck up immediately. Okay, so the thing is Kenya, Amari, and then who else? And Speedy, please don't test me, because you got me in a bad moment here. My stomach is growling. Don't test me.
No, I was gonna.
I would like.
Can I go now before I lose my thought, please?
Kenya, hold on.
It's about to escape me.
Kenya,
Yes.
it's you, Amari. Who was the third?
Mother.
I want to get ahead.
Okay, sir. And
Jeremy was actually talking, and then he got interrupted.
Just let me know when I can speak, Lisa.
All right, you can speak right after Kenya. Go ahead.
I don't even know if I want to speak now, but what I was gonna say, Omari said that would be a red line for me. It doesn't matter what you think about it, it's the possibility. Everything that he has come up with, he has executed. So let me correct that. Everything that has been presented to him in that plan for years and years, he is following through. Steve Bannon is not lying, he's not trolling. I've seen him in interviews. I've seen him talk to many people. They're going to find a loop and they're going to go for it like they've gone for everything. Has Trump been stopped yet? No. So if he thinks he can get away with what he's getting away with now, what makes you think he's not going to get away with a 3rd term? Because he's a narcissist and he always plants a seed or primes the pump. That is his mode of operation. So it's not about your red line. He's going to try it if Steve Bannon says, this is what I think you can do, and this is how you can do it. How do you think we've gotten this far? Yes, sir.
In the chat from Steve Bannon's his comments on regarding a 3rd term. Please take a look at that link. It's his words, so I'm not even going to repeat what he said. You guys can go and listen for yourself. Also, I've noticed on the news today, yes, Mr. Trump has echoed a desire for a 3rd term, jokingly, and there's this thing where they're saying, well, there might be some possible conditions where that might happen, or it might be possible. This is the language coming from his cohort. So, yeah, they actually, I believe people. Mr. Trump and MAGA has shown us who they are. I personally believe them. I don't think it's funny. I don't joke around with it. I don't have a red line. Even joking around it and talking about it to me is a red line, right? And so it is underway. And I forgot where I was going to go, but breaking news, White House fires agency advising Trump on construction projects. So the group that's responsible for construction and changes to the White House, I think there's 6 individuals, he just fired them all. And so the behavior that has been demonstrated clearly indicates that, you just can't trust these folks. They're going to do whatever they want to do, try to figure out any loophole, any gray area, and exploit the fuck out of it. That has basically been their modus operandi. Alain.
So, real quick, I was going to say, I actually mostly agree with Robert. Wait, it was my turn, right? Did I skip? Okay. Well, real quick, right? I do think that, everyone knows inflation is up, the economy's not doing super well. We just gave $20 billion to Argentina. We're about to go to war with Venezuela. Like this whole making the entire news story focus on Trump's third term conveniently when everything is going poorly, really for Republicans. I just think where people are getting played. This is a major distraction, but it's everywhere now. People are no longer even talking about the economy. They're talking about Trump running for a third term, and that's on every news channel, right? So I think he's smarter than you might give him credit for, because now this is all the focus. This is the entire focus of politics today.
Lots of distractions. They work on people who are easily distracted. Let me just make one other point. Oh, no, Omari, no. Omari, go.
Oh, wow. Hold on, y'all. Please, let's bring it down a notch, okay? Wait. Go ahead. Whoever's next, go ahead.
So, Mother pretty much, said what I was going to say. I think this is a distraction. You're right. I'm hearing everybody talk about it, and it's just kind of weird. Again, it would be my red line. People don't believe it's a red line, but I think a lot of people don't want to see a third term. He's already looking old as old. I don't know if I want to see him hobble on, 4 more years, even if he did a great job. I want him to pass the torch to whoever is next in line, if that can be whoever it is, whoever wins the election in 2028, and whoever wins. This is a republic, right? People will go out and vote in November, and that person in 2028, and that person's going to be the next president on January 20th, 2029. Let's not do this, folks. I mean, I get it.
Remember that's what your daddy said?
Don't say let's not do this, folks. This is your people talking.
You're not talking to everybody. Anybody else.
This is your people talking. This is not no conspiracy room. This is your people speaking on it.
And now that the replay has been turned off, I just want to say, Lisa, that this is the same thing that they said about Project 2025. Go ahead.
Exactly. The house of the God. That is so true. They want us now to shut up to talking about. No, we ain't. Guess what? We're gonna talk about it every damn day.
And where the Epstein files?
Shut up. And let me just give you your master right now. So let me, you see how they try to twist this? You gotta go to the simpleton room. And the simpleton room is down the hall when you get to the first door on your right with the padded doorknob. Open it up and y'all guys going in. But this is not the simpleton room. So your people are talking about it. It is nobody on the left talking about it. It is the fucking strategist. So let me let you guys hear it for yourself one more time.
So Trump 28, Trump is going to be president 28. And he decided to get accommodated with that.
And what about the 22nd Amendment?
There's many different alternatives. At the appropriate time, we'll lay out what the plan is. But
Go ahead. Sorry, I accidentally hit my
Vicky, so are you. You've never heard any.
I want this to play out. Because looks like he needs a bath, but I'm going to go ahead and I'll just cleanse my... shut up, you go look at it. He looks like he needs a bath.
Yo, he looks like he's about to explode.
So Trump 28, Trump is going to be president 28, and people just ought to get accommodated with that.
And what about the 22nd Amendment?
There's many different alternatives. At the appropriate time, we'll lay out what the plan is, but there's a plan. We had longer odds in 16 and longer odds in 24 than we got in 28. And President Trump will be the president of the United States, and the country needs him to be president of the United States. We have to finish what we started. Trump is a vehicle. I know this will drive you guys crazy, but he's a vehicle of divine providence. He's an instrument. He's very imperfect. He's not churchy, not particularly religious, but he's an instrument of divine will, and you can tell this of how he's pulled this off. We need him for at least one more term, right? And he'll get that in 28.
You're not driving me crazy. I'm trying to understand the coherence of the things you've just told me. On the one hand, you've said the Constitution is fit for purpose. Secondly, you've said that President Trump needs another term, even though the 22nd Amendment makes pretty clear that he cannot have a second another.
Why is it make that clear?
Because he's on his second term already.
At some point in time, we will make sure we go through Zanny and define all those terms.
But you'll be undermining the spirit of that amendment, even if you find some way around it.
If the American people, with the mechanisms we have, put Trump back in office, are the American people tearing up the Constitution? Would that be tearing up? Would the American people be going against the spirit of the Constitution now?
I think yes, actually.
actually, because I think what you will end up with is a populist justification for a quasi-dictatorship.
That's not true at all.
It sounds like it.
Trump is a dictatorship. Did you just see the compromises he had to make in the big beautiful bill? You see the compromises he has to do on everything, on accommodating Zelensky, on what President Trump. President Trump is nothing but a series of negotiations to kind of keep this thing rolling forward, where he's having trade-offs all the time.
You've just spent the last 20 minutes telling me we have to smash the other side, there's no room for debate, there's no room for compromise, we must smash them, and now you're telling me this is a negotiation, and that's,
No.
I guess that's why it seems to me some kind of tension there.
The only way President Trump wins in 2028 and continues to stay in office is by the will of the American people, okay? And the will of the American people is what the Constitution embodies. So I think we're gonna be in good hands there. We need to finish what we started.
What is that?
Okay, that's some scary sugar honey
All
iced
right,
tea
and
there.
that's Steve Bannon.
That's scary. What do they need him for? What do they need him for? We need him at least this one more term. To do what? He is the vessel for what? What is the end result?
Providence. We need him. It's divine providence.
That's
He
exactly what
needs
he
to be
said.
president again. That's why we need him.
Oh, and you need 3 years to do that? You crazy person.
It's a timeline. There's nothing you can do about it.
Bow for the kid.
Time. Did you just hear this crazy shit right here? Let's get
On the stage.
I don't want you guys jacking each other off all night. I just want to figure out what do we need him for? What do we need him for?
What do we
We need him to stop the left from destroying this country.
Okay, you're the one who just said that the thought of him having this term was appalling. Now all of a sudden you have found light at the end of the tunnel.
I mean, I'm just
I know, I'm convinced. You know what, Lisa? I'm completely convinced they just trolling here. They just try to push buttons. Because their responses, listen, their responses are responses from mature black men in real world. I'm serious. And I deal with professionals of all levels, black, white, Asian. These are not mature black men's responses. It's just not. Even when they're triggered, I don't. Even when they're triggered, the responses is just something's off. They're doing this to get us all riled up, and I'm over it. I'm done.
When I brought up the topic.
Okay, so okay. If they keep coming off the mic, I don't know. I'm not playing anymore. You guys acting like free-range chickens. This is not your fucking chicken ranch, and you just walking around free-ranging. There's gonna be some order in here, or not at all. So nobody's bringing up anything. It's on the news everywhere. What the problem is you guys don't want us to talk about it. So who wants to be in the queue first?
There for a while, if I could.
Jeremy.
Go ahead, Jeremy. Thank you.
I appreciate it. And by the way, I'm blown away that Mario is here talking about the red line being if that man decides to run for a third term, and not the fact that a sitting president is wearing a Trump 2028 hat in the Oval Office. Right? That's horrific. Right? To JD's point, and this is actually a question more than a statement. JD, my understanding is in the U.S. that the Constitution prevents any vice president from being a candidate if he cannot be eligible to be president, which would deny Trump the ability to be elected as a vice president or a vice presidential candidate. Right. But when you say that, like, they would skip over the Speaker of the House in a scenario where Trump was Speaker of the House, is that called out in the Constitution or in an amendment, or is there
I'll look it up for you. It is in the succession plan, so he can become Speaker of the House, but in like a type of succession, they would literally have to skip him because he does not qualify to be president. But I'll look it up. Let me.
Yeah, that part that I'm missing, that's the part that didn't make sense. And I think, and I'll end with this, is that I think Lisa and First Ladies are right. Like, this is like Project 2025.
But think about that, Jeremy. And I didn't mean to cut you off. If that between Bannon and Trump and all them trolling or not? Why wouldn't they just simply say that? Well, we can make him Speaker of the House, and he can be succeeded. They're not saying that because that's not a thing.
And I think it's exactly the question. I'm glad you said it. It's exactly the question. Hold on, I'll end with this. I think that's exactly the question I was saying. If you listen to what Lisa played, Bannon said there'll be a time for that, and we'll walk everybody through it and explain how it can happen when it's the time.
Exactly what he said.
And so they don't want to drop it now because that's going to give the Democrats time to start defending and preparing against it. That's why they're going to drop it last minute. But that's also why the left has to start running through these scenarios in their heads. We got to figure out how to block this now. They're going to try and do it.
And Jeremy, I think we kind of mentioned in the other room a couple of days ago. What they're going to try to do is question pretty much the length of the Constitution and probably have the Supreme Court interpret it a certain type of way. Maybe that's something like the route they would go. But I like I said, let me look up that succession thing because I'm 100% positive. Speaker of the House, even though he can become Speaker of the House, he cannot. It would have to skip him if it ever got.
I think it's the Secretary of State. I think it's the President, the Vice President, and then I gotta look it up. I believe the Secretary of State.
No, Speaker of the House. Speaker of the House is third.
Speaker of the House is third. So Secretary is fourth. I forgot.
Omar, you can get that. Go ahead.
So, but this notion, someone just said, why wouldn't they just say it? Like, really? If you think they're gonna just tell you that, like, come on.
The reason I said that, Robert, is because it's simple. I think about it. If everyone, a lot of people believe that he can become vice president and then Vance would just step down. I mean okay, so if you can't do that, well, then never mind, it's become.
Wait, he's speaking. Oh man, I was gonna play a clip. Pardon me. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. To me, that's the reason I said that they would just say something like that, because if that were the truth, they wouldn't be able to fight it. That's what I'm saying. If someone can simply become the Speaker of the House and then become a successor, you're saying what kind of strategy would it be not to say it? Because if that's the way the law allows it, then what can anyone do to stop it at this point, right? They control the House, they control the Senate. If that's the way it's written, I wouldn't see a reason that the Supreme Court would overturn that if that were the case. So I would see no reason for them to hide if that were a thing.
They would overturn what? Because you remember, there's an amendment. You can't overturn anything.
No. Roy, you're missing. So I said if it were fact that Trump could become Speaker of the House and then become president again through succession,
you can't.
Right? Okay, that's why you gotta listen. I said he can't. I understand that. And I was explaining that to Jeremy, that is not a thing. And then I said, if it were a thing, and this is what I was explaining to Jeremy, this would be something that they would just simply say because it's simple. If it were a thing, it wouldn't be able to be something that could be overturned. So they would have no issue. It would be no reason for them to hide that as a strategy because it wouldn't be able to be overturned. But, Roy, I got it. It's not a thing. That's my point in the beginning.
Okay, so I have to.
So timing-wise.
Hold on, wait.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you. So the current order of presidential succession is as follows. Vice President, the first in line and only person who can become president outright through succession. 2, Speaker of the House of Representatives, the highest ranking member. 3, President pro tempore of the Senate, a high ranking senator. 4, and this is what I said earlier, 4, Secretary of the State, the first cabinet member in line of succession. Then it's the Treasury. And then number 6 is Defense. 7 is Attorney General. 8 is the Secretary of Interior. Then there's Agriculture, Commerce, Labor, Human Resources. So they're like, it's laid out. It goes like 18 levels down. And the last person on this list will be the Secretary of Homeland Security. So we do have a current order of succession. I just read the first couple of levels. So now we go.
There, number 3 Yeah, the important thing there, Robert, is number 3 on the list does not have to be an elected official.
Lord.
Y'all okay?
Yeah, I just spit out my drink.
It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Bad form today. There's literally a Robert Dupree test, y'all. If you agree with Robert Dupree, you guys need to check your position.
Like I said, that is not true.
Robert, I'm gonna hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. Because when Trump was telling us before this nutcase got into this office, that we were what are you calling us guys? Oh, can you be quiet while I'm talking? The least you can do is respect me.
I respect you, man.
All right, you're going to go, Mike. All right, Mike. You can go. You
I
come
come
back up.
before you, JD.
Okay, so
Wait,
So the thing is here, you guys remember they told us we were fear mongering for 2 years? I don't know how many Anthonys and Amaris and all these people that came in. Half of them I can't find anymore. I got my Trump list over here and it's down to like 4 or 5 people. But remember we fear mongering? We don't know what he's talking about. He's not gonna be doing that and everything. Haven't they finished to like 60 or 70% of the 2025 doctrine? So I don't give a damn what you guys say. I'm gonna do like this journalist says. I'm going to hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. Because these people they're running roughshod over this country. You guys haven't done anything but create havoc since he's been in office. There's nothing positive. And if you say the border one more time, I'm gonna take your ass down to the border and chain you to it and coat you with fucking syrup, Omari. Sell the border and then what? On top of that.
There was a lot made earlier. There was a false statement. Someone said it doesn't. The third level, again, just to be sure, the third level, President pro tempore of the Senate, a high-ranking senator. So they have to be senators.
Guys, talking about the speaker, Robert, I was talking about the Speaker of the House. The Speaker of the House, if the President disappears, if the Vice President disappears, then Speaker of the House, and the Speaker of the House can be nominated, does not have to be an elected official. And so, and I know GD was going to get the article that says...
What it says is the highest-ranking member, as far as the House of Representatives, it says highest-ranking member of the legislative.
The Speaker of the House doesn't have to be elected.
Okay, Warner's going to be the Speaker. We're going to nominate Warner.
Yeah,
the Speaker of the House
is elected official. The Speaker of the House is an elected official.
No,
they're not.
I think you're missing.
Robert, you're missing the point.
Wait, Robert, let's break it down. Listen.
Okay, help me out.
Listen. The party has controlling members could elect me royal to be the Speaker of the House without me being elected by a constituency in, let's say, my district. Let's say I am not in Congress. They can say, we want Royal Singleton to be the Speaker of the House, and they can literally appoint me to be the Speaker of the House. And if I accept, I'll be sworn in as the Speaker of the House. You get it?
Yes.
Of course I do. Yeah, he has to be appointed, though. The position has to have appointment.
No, the House of Representatives vote as a fucking body to nominate the Speaker. The Speaker has to get to a team and they're Speaker of the fucking House. That is how it works. You can be me, you, any American citizen can be the Speaker of the House. Therefore, if motherfucking JD motherfucking Van dies after Trump's cackling knees knock him off earth, nigga, I can be motherfucking president, bitch. That's what I'm saying. The fuck? Let's all continue circling this drain, right? Because this is getting a little stupid. It is not hard to understand this. Now, the pro tempore of the fucking Senate, that is a person who is in the Senate. So Chuck Grassley, right? That's a seniority-based position. Like, this is not, did y'all not take civics? What's going on?
Okay, I got 2 more things to talk about on this thing, and thank you so much for that, Matt. But let me tell you, Steve Bannon, your strategist, says the third term is already planned out. But let me let you listen to your President Donald Trump first, because y'all aren't paying me no attention. Y'all trying to talk about, this is it, what you did, this is important. The only people talking about it is your president, your president, your president, Steve Bannon, and your president. So y'all need to go and start sending emails off to them and stop talking to me, because I'm bringing you what they're talking about. You understand? So here it goes one more time. And then I got a breaking news about your president after this. Hold on, let me play this.
We're talking about a third term now because no matter how you look at it, you got a long time to go. But despite that, so many people are saying you've got to run again.
Can President Trump actually run? The Constitution is pretty clear. Under the 22nd Amendment, no one can be elected president twice. Some have speculated about loopholes. The amendment only bans a president from being elected more than twice, but doesn't explicitly prevent them from becoming vice president and then assuming the presidency.
That's the plan.
Congress could also change the rules, but that's a long shot. A Republican proposal was introduced in January that would allow non-consecutive third terms, but without getting Democratic support in the Senate, it's unlikely to go anywhere. But what if somehow Trump did get a chance to run for a third term? That might open the door for other past presidents to return, including Barack Obama.
Yeah.
When asked about the possibility of facing off against Obama, Trump didn't hesitate.
That would be a good one. I'd like that.
Okay, so that's the only good to me. The only lining in this crazy thing of shit is that Obama could come back, and Lord knows we need Obama back.
So you are for third. So you are. Oh, okay. My bad.
If it has to do with Obama, yeah.
Oh, right.
Obama needs to stay retired. Hell no.
You can ask me that.
Hell no.
You can ask me that. Look, Pudding, ask me that question again. It's gonna be the same. All right. So I don't know what you think you're trying to prove right now and gain any brownie points by acting like a feminist. Just go ahead. I got another breaking news. Y'all want to keep talking about this, or you want the breaking news?
Breaking news.
I just want to make one statement real quick. So here's the crazy thing. Even if you're going to try to run, remember, you got all of these states, right, who are ran by Democratic governors and houses. They are not going to certify who's elected. So how's that going to work?
But so when we're talking about the vice president part, if J.D. Vance or whoever runs and he's on the ticket, he's going to, the person who won the presidency, why wouldn't they be?
They're not gonna put him on the election ballot at all.
Why not?
Because it's against this amendment.
It said nothing. No, that's not true. What we just told you wasn't true. Okay, so you put all that information for us so we can research it, and I'll do more researching myself, but this is what's happening in the world of news tonight. I'm not making the news, I'm bringing it to you. Let's get it all together, y'all.
Trolls, low-key, Lisa. Come on.
Yeah. Who's the troll, Ben?
They're trolling you guys, and you guys are falling for it. Y'all got bigger things to fry.
You should know. A troll should know a troll. It's not a troll.
I mean, Lisa, you can take shots, but again, Democrats,
No,
you
it's
guys
not
have
taking
bigger
shots.
things.
This is the way I communicate.
Yeah, but you guys have bigger things. No, but that's fine. You have bigger things to worry about than to worry about.
Right,
a
and
troll.
one of them is you.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Okay,
It just doesn't make any sense at this point.
Well, then you need to call Steve Bannon and Donald. Why are you talking to me about it? They're the ones talking about it, sir. So call Donald J. and Greasy Bannon, and you have that conversation with them. I don't make this up. So it's all over the place. And if they're trolling, was he trolling when he was talking about denying people their civil liberties? Was he trolling then? Hello?
What civil liberty have you been denying?
I'm talking about people who are deported without having due process.
You mean illegals?
Illegal asshole.
No, and by the way, Obama did the same thing, and it was way more. But
Okay, first of all, it's classroom. Hold that, classroom.
When Obama does it.
If you don't let him land Kenya, it will continue. So let him land, and then he'll be done.
The truth is the truth.
No, it's not.
Obama supported more.
No.
Obama.
Look at their life. That's what we're doing.
Ma'am, it is,
It's not true.
sir.
It's not true.
Obama deported more illegals than Donald Trump. That is a fact. That is a fact.
Obama was.
I know it hurts, but it is a fact.
He did it with Mike B.
Tell me.
So if you do believe that, you feel good about it, okay?
Tell me if any.
These people move the goalposts every single time.
Okay, tell me if you
It's sort of
You guys are gonna talk one at a time with someone else's voices. You hear it. Please, who is keep flicking their lighter or something?
I don't know.
I don't know. Pull yourself up over there. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you have not seen one video, one accused of ICE agents during the Obama administration beating up people in the street, just picking up random people, asking if they're, legal or not. None of that happened under Barack Obama. Barack Obama did not separate families, right? But he did. No, we didn't push kids.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry.
This is horrible. Oh, this is horrible.
He did not. Yeah, he definitely didn't do that. Okay, you didn't get any of that when he was the president.
So families weren't separated under Obama. That's what you're saying. They weren't separated. The illegals that were deported.
Okay, so
Come on, man. This is bad form.
can he win though?
Goodness gracious. So what I'm saying is, you did not have Barack Obama put kids in one cage while putting their parents in other cages, and perform medical procedures on mothers or non-mothers, right? So random women that will not allow them to have children anymore. That did not happen in Barack Obama. Okay, so what are we talking about here? They went through legal processes. They went through due process before the people were deported. We all know this. And it's not like they didn't get it's not like he didn't get called out for it. He did get called out for it, but he still did it with due process. Why are you pretending as if what Barack Obama did resembles anything that Trump did when it came to immigrants? Stop this.
Did you mean to say that and come off mute, Brian? Okay.
All right, so good. I'm glad I can move on to this next piece of breaking news. Now, I ran across an article about Donald Trump. It says Donald Trump admits he needs extra care as he's seen clinging to the handrail on Air Force One stairs. President Trump is sparking once again. Following his arrival in Japan for his 5-day tour of Asia, footage from his arrival shows a 70-year-old obese man with big cankles looking frail as he moves slowly down the stairs of Air Force One, firmly gripping the plane's handrail with his fat, bruised hand. Another video showed the president cautiously exiting his car to meet up with Japan's Emperor, I can't pronounce this, I say Emperor N. Upon leaving the meeting, the president was also seen dragging his right leg and favoring his left side. Let's see, there we go more. The president's slow walking and careful demure further raised eyebrows after he admitted to undergoing a previously undisclosed MRI, which is you know what it is, during his recent visit to Walter Reed Military Medical Center earlier this month. Trump himself told Marines this month that he takes extra care going down steps and shouldn't bop down the steps, describing his need for slow, deliberate steps. Let me see. I got an MRI though, y'all, and it was perfect. Trump told reporters. I'll give the full results. Wait a minute. Can you mute yourself for just a second?
ML.
You guys mind getting
ML.
All right. Give y'all a full report of the results. We had an MRI and the machine, the whole thing, and it was perfect. So they had an MRI and the machine told them it was perfect. I guess that's what he's trying to say. When asked for additional details, Trump says you can ask the doctors. I think they gave me a very conclusive report. Nobody has ever given reports like I gave you. And if I didn't think it was going to be good, I would let you know negatively. Neither I would let you know negatively. I wouldn't run. I would do something. But the doctor says some of the best results they've ever seen for my age. Some of the best reports they have ever seen in their whole career as practicing doctors. Okay, that's the end.
Listen,
I believe him.
That means nothing.
I believe him, by the way.
No, but that actually means nothing. Okay.
Oh, wait. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry, but he said his ECG showed him to be approximately 14 years younger.
Hell to the no.
I believe him. But he has the best health ever. He's the greatest ever. I believe him. That's why he should run for 2028.
That's why
The trolling is
He's very strong.
doesn't even work.
And it's now his AOC to a mental test too.
Omari, the thing is, Omari's trying to troll, not working anymore. It's just so obvious. You can give it up.
Too many people are talking without waiting for her to finish, though. It's you, Amari, and Mike, the usual suspects.
Yeah, it's because they're triggered when I'm trying to help them. Like, Omari, like, seriously, you're a cool kid. Like, just be yourself. Just be yourself. Because, you know what? And I said that just to see if that's what someone else would pick up on instead of the message I'm trying to give. Typical. But Omari, you don't have to do this anymore. I'm serious. It's so obvious now. You're acting, and it's very obvious, sweetheart.
Okay, so Omari,
Hold on. Go ahead.
I was going to say that the truth is, Omari, I'm going to be honest, he does look like he has some type of, some incident, and it could be stroke-like. Not aneurysm, definitely stroke-like. I'm being serious, too. And I've spoken to other, like, my colleagues. They've all said the same thing when they look at the videos of him, how he's walking, the way he's slurring, just everything looks like he has some type of stroke, maybe minor, but he definitely had something, because that's not.
I agree. Lisa, may I respond, Lisa, if it's okay with you?
So just ask you one question while you add this to your response. Why is he admittedly and on camera dragging his left leg?
You're talking about when he's doing the line.
No. When he was walking.
I know what you're talking about.
The vehicle.
Yeah, I saw that. So before, again, you're right, Kenya. I'm trolling because what I said earlier when people were talking about third term, I said he doesn't even look healthy enough. I clearly said he doesn't look healthy enough to run the third term. That's why I think it's fake. But I don't know, Lisa. He doesn't look healthy. Something does seem off on him. Will we ever find out? I don't know. He has a lot of money, and he might be able to get through it. But I said that, but no one picked up on that. No one picked up on anything I said. But hold on, Haitian JB, hold on. Yeah, I agree. If he's not healthy, step down. I agree. But when I say that, you bypass that and act like I didn't say
that. I don't believe you, bro. You over here getting ready to watch kids go fucking without eating, and you don't give a fuck. Your red line was this motherfucker running around.
Haitian, you're making shit up in your head, man.
Now we're not having healthcare. Come on, y'all. Don't believe
Haitian, you're making things up.
Nah, bro. I'm saying what you're saying.
If I say something, I don't need to go on your side. I'm not looking for brown.
You be on my side, bro.
So if I say I think he looks unhealthy, I'm saying he looks unhealthy. Why do I need to lie about that?
Why should you lie about
What's the point?
If you follow a man who lies every fucking other word.
Don't mean I don't like his policies. I'm talking about just black and white shit. This is just ABC 1, 2, 3, Jackson 5s. Come on now.
Yeah, sure.
This is horrible.
know what, Mike?
It doesn't make any sense because again, in one hand we're saying that the man doesn't look good. I mean, it just like this has to be a troll. I'm dead serious. This has to be a troll.
Omari just said that.
Right.
Your butt just said.
Okay, so I'm gonna change my PTR.
That's on your mind. I know that's on y'all's mind. The game is.
One mic on Lisa.
Right.
I'm just gonna post a picture that somebody took, or I don't know if it's real or fake, without his orange makeup on, and you guys can decide for yourself. I'm gonna make it my PTR, so go ahead, keep arguing.
Hey, Lisa.
So the man that's dragging his leg is the same man that's gonna run for a third term. You guys don't hear yourselves.
No, you don't hear Steve Bannon, and you don't. You know what, Michael? I don't know if your name is Mike or what your name is, but I'm just telling you. No, you sound crazy because you're president. So everything else he says from this moment on, I want that same shit to come out your mouth. Because your president is saying it. Your chief strategist is saying it. J.D. Vance is saying it. It's like a whole bunch of motherfuckers on your team saying it. So the next time something else comes up, I want you to have the same energy. They're saying it. Nobody here is making it up.
Yeah, but you're falling for it.
Don't tell me what the fault. You fell for it and you voted for it.
But what's the falling for it? So, okay, if it's not true, what are they covering up for?
Third term conversation. It's just peaceful Democrats because you guys fall for the fear mongering every single time.
Yeah, fear mongering from coming out of your president's mouth.
It's fear mongering.
Okay, so be quiet. You said it 3 times.
Absolutely, we have a right to speak.
Can I go?
Yeah, go ahead.
So hold on. Can I go?
I did ask. Okay, that before you.
Wow, this is insane. Okay, go ahead.
You don't want me to speak?
No, I'm talking about Mike. I'm talking about Mike. You guys stay focused, okay?
Somebody dropped that. Okay. So he's down there. You can listen down while he's in the group. So usually, right, when a human being, whether it's a toddler to older adult to a senior citizen, once you're dragging your feet and slurring your speech, there is something wrong with you from I'm not even going to clinical. Let's just say I'm not a clinical person. There is something wrong with that individual from a psychological, and when you look at them, you can just see it, right? Signs and symptoms are the person slurring speech. So if they're slurring speech, there's something neurologically wrong with the individual. So Mike, you're so smart, right? And your lack of common sense. Can't you even realize that there is something wrong with this person? When Donald Trump speaks, he makes no sense. None. He can't even formulate like a real concrete adult point for a first world leader. So what's going on with you, Mike? Why you can't live in reality? I'm trying to understand. And then Omari, I'm starting to realize you hanging on his nutsack. What's going on with the both of you?
What are you talking about? What did I got to do? And the conversation
And Dap, this is exactly the point, Dap. I think is that when I hear people on the right say like, "Oh, you guys are all falling for it. You're falling for the troll." Like imagine if like Clinton just came out and randomly said, "Oh, we're gonna roll back civil rights. We're gonna go back to segregate." Oh, and everybody was like, "What the hell did he just say?" And then it was, "Oh, you guys are just falling for that troll." Like, why is your red line like, "Oh, we have to see him do it"? Because when he just talks about it, he's just joking. Why isn't the red line like, how dare a sitting president even joke about a third term? How dare a sitting president and his advisors and not even joke, because Ben's not even joking. What the heck?
Listen, man. We're pretending like this is a Washington or Lincoln or Reagan type of president. It's a reality star. Do you know what the first presidents caused by Trump. They did such a shitty job, nobody liked them, that people wanted Trump. And then when they got him out of office, they said, damn, Biden is a fucking piece of shit. We gotta get Trump back. There's plenty of videos of people like, hey, who you gonna vote for? Vote for Trump. It's not a loss of win because hate. When I say that, it's not about winning or losing. We'll just say that people failed, and you're the reason why. Because this kind of like snobby type of, vibes that you give the American people, you're gonna continue to lose. And I land.
Time. So hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on.
Yeah.
So the point that I was trying to make is that you guys you guys were on your high horse about Biden, how he was, just being run down before us. We knew that he was his diminished capacity, mental and physical. He was just old and frail. And you guys, he was suffering from dementia, blah, blah, blah. But every time Trump does some crazy shit, he's becomes incoherent. In Japan, he gave a speech at a Navy base in Japan, and it literally made no fucking sense. But yet, I don't see you guys hammering and say, hey, he's not cognitively there. We need to get him out of office. He's a danger to us. He was walking with the Japanese Prime Minister. He was totally lost in the sauce. He had no idea where he was at. He literally crossed. He was walking to her right. He literally walked in front of her and crossed over to her left in front of her. Then crossed back and was just dazed and confused. He had no idea where he was at. But he's the leader of the free world? Make that make sense. Y'all have nothing to say about that. But if it was Biden, all of y'all motherfuckers would be just beating that drum right now. But when reality hits you guys stay on mute. That's some fucking shit, y'all.
We could play that clip of the Japanese, the one when he's speaking to the troops. I mean, you could play it.
I already did.
You played it from end to end? For the room? Because what you
did, yes.
Okay, I must have missed that because he didn't sound bad to me.
We played it yesterday. There are the good parts, obviously, and there are parts where his brain freezes like any other person who suffers from gas.
And the troops.
Wait. And I'm sorry. People, hold on. People get so distracted and don't even focus on the freaking dot. The dot was that, Omari, did you hear the whole story and the theme and who this person is being right now? They're not well. But yet, when it was Biden, he's talking about hypocrisy, if I have to give you the answer. You're not focusing on that. You just focused on, I thought he was okay in this little dot of an event here. You don't listen for the bigger picture. You listen for something that you can tear apart. And you miss the whole point, which is why we're in this situation to begin with. So can you please learn to listen instead of just listening to respond? Give me a break.
I'm taking one dot at a time, It's called connecting dots. And that's what I be doing, Kenya.
Omari, sit your dumb ass down. We heard enough of it.
Okay, so I was trying to see if I could find some audio on Trump falling down in Asia. Unfortunately, he didn't make a sound, so I had to look at just the words. But something is going on with him, and regardless, they don't care if it's, how they were saying, calling Biden Weekend and Bernie's. He's past Weekend and Bernie's. You know what I'm saying? He's like he's a crypt keeper at this point. Y'all, we should have kept Biden. I don't know what were we thinking? This is crazy as hell. I would have took Biden on a fucking respirator at this point, because everything is upside down. You got the Walking Dead running the country, and you got idiots on the stage talking about, all he's doing is you say that every damn time, okay? I don't want to just hear it for this. If he's trolling on this, he's trolling on everything. That's what I said. You know what I'm saying? Once somebody does you, they'll do you again. So that means everything is suspect at this time, right? Or no? Or we just pick and choose what we believe from you guys?
Here's here's the scary thing, Lisa. Like everyone's saying, oh, he's dragging his leg. He's 80. The oldest leader of the world just, some people say stolen election in Cameroon, 92 years old. 92 exactly, Haitian. And that guy's going to be in there at least until 100. So don't sit here and tell me because he's got the diaper change and make it old. That's it. Just because he's got cankles and he's dragging his leg, don't think he can't do horrible things at 85 or 87 in his third term. You know what I mean? Like.
Do you know exactly? Do you?
Oh, you know how the elderly get.
What in Kenya? Do you guys know what's going on in the nursing home after the lights go out?
Oh yeah.
So I don't know what the hell you guys talking about.
That's a fact, Lisa. I used to work in a nursing home.
Sexual assault, STDs out the ass. Yep.
So they just said this is the crazy part with me with them. They want us to believe and they want us to dictate how we on our side, who we should vote for, who we should nominate, who we should do this, who we should do that. They're constantly trying to tell us what to do. Y'all won. Sit down and shut up. It's up to us to critique now. Sit down and be quiet and watch the world burn. That's all you got to do right now.
Ooh, go, Lisa.
Don't look up. Don't look up, though.
And don't look up. Not look up. That's a good movie.
The plane might be coming over with a what do they call that place underneath the bottom of the plane? Full of diarrhea. Courtesy your president. What president would do anything like that, even in jest?
Not a sane one.
Contingency.
Not a sane one, Lisa. Not a sane one.
Crazy girl. That's almost like you having a business, a restaurant, and then you laugh at the people because you know you done put rat poison in their food.
Oh, Lisa,
Hey, Lisa. I'm ready for that. That hurt.
And you know the first time he saw that video, he was like, it's good.
Yes.
But can we do it? Can you do it with a crown on my head?
So Lisa,
that's exactly how it happened.
So Lisa, Kenya, and team, I just posted, quite a few videos. He's having a good time out here partying with the people. I don't see what you see, and
I forgot and moved on. I don't even know what you're talking about anymore because I moved on. I don't know what you're talking about, Omari. That was like 10 minutes ago in my mind. I've forgotten about that already.
You know, you can post all the videos you want. It was your president who said that his damn leg was dragging and he needed extra care. Why you keep going against your I can't even say it. Why do you keep going against
the omnipotent one?
It don't make sense. It's coming out of his own mouth. He says he needs extra care. Was he talking about something else? Maybe something a little Lisa, one question. How many years is Biden older than Trump? I don't know. Tell us. 5 years?
I believe 82 and 80, I think.
No, Trump's 79.
Yeah, Trump is 79.
Yes, so he's deteriorating at a faster rate than Biden.
Hey, that's what happens when you don't add the formalin.
Well, when you talk shit.
When you don't embalm it right away.
So I don't think, like I said, I don't think Trump is going to make it to the end of his first term. I think he's going to die in office.
This is scary.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
okay, can we not? I don't want to go that far. Can we just respectfully?
Right now because I don't wish.
We're not gonna do that.
I don't wish demise. And I like the.
No, I'm not wishing demise. I'm just saying he's
don't even bring it up, sir. Please don't do that. For everybody,
we can bring it whatever we want. I'm not insulting anybody. I'm just praising my opinion.
I respect your opinion. I appreciate you and your opinion. I just got to do the sign of the cross, and then I also because they got this no. If you don't stop it, child, is it past your bedtime? Oh God. So what I'm just saying is now they're calling people instead of dead, they're calling people expired. So I think that's what's going on here. The expiration date is come and gone. And we just need to add a little bit of embalming fluid. Maybe they're giving a little bit at a time every day just to keep the flesh fresh. I don't know what's going on, but I don't think if he runs for a third term, good. I want him to run for a third term. Y'all know?
Yeah, that's a good question, Lisa. What happened in Texas, or GD or anyone, what happened in Texas with regards to the kind of redistricting that's going on and the California response. And what I've heard is now it's starting to happen. Like every state is getting in there and kind of doing it. Virginia's next, exactly. Like the right response. Does every state have to go in and because ultimately every time it happens, I think it takes away the power of the individual vote in America a little bit.
I didn't know
That's
about
the point. That's the point.
Because Lisa, everybody gets to pick their own voters versus the voters get to pick their representatives. And that's what America's come to, the gerrymandering. You get to pick your own voters. And it's not like in the past when people gerrymandered, they gerrymandered and it was not scientific. Now it's fucking down to the person. They literally have all the data points. They have all your metadata. They have all your shopping data, all your credit card transactions, who you donated money to. They have who you're registered to vote as. They have everything about you. Even though you register as an independent, they could tell where you might lean on those particular personal factors. So they're literally using, AI to determine how to draw those lines. So this is high technology time. So they get to choose their own voters. They get to carve districts in manners where they disenfranchise the geographical group, like we'd always keep as a cohesive unit, and then they get to pick, they get to slice and dice which sections of that geographical location they want to partition over to other groups to dilute their vote. So this is real. People don't understand the ramification of repealing the Voting Rights Act and what is going to happen. Black folks won't have representation in any endeavor because the fact is that the district's going to be so gerrymandered where black folks, they take 25% of all the black folks in a particular geographical area and they disperse them amongst the other areas. So therefore it dilutes black voting power. So black people cannot, and also even though they live in a geographically distinct area, they won't have representation. And that's what's going to happen.
Hold on, you guys. Let me reset the room. Hi, April. Thanks for coming. Resetting the room, please. This is the 420, and tonight we're talking about Trump's 2028 run. The term has already been planned out per Bannon. I have one more 3-minute clip to play on that, and then we'll start talking about other stuff that's surrounding that. If you have a pink ticket, y'all, please just check it in. That's all I gotta say. Who's in the queue?
I just want to say this. Can I get a real quick moment of silence on my born country, Jamaica?
Oh, we were just doing that before you came in, so we did do a moment of silence. So we're trying to figure out how we're going to be able to help. And I think we can't come up with no way.
Thank you for saying what you just said.
Prayers and love, Doc, and love to you, Lisa, and to all the moms. Love y'all.
Yeah, my family. Thank you, Rick. My family's safe. I have more than like 5 family members back home. And yes, I am a born Jamaican person.
Have you heard from them, Deb?
Yes, I did. I spoke to one of my mother's older brother. He's still back home with my cousins. They are safe. My cousin, one of my other cousins on my father's side, they're safe. And 4 of my other cousins, the neighborhood is